CJ tonight for Jacksonville State. I mean, the run game was certainly there. You guys saw it on tape coming in. I mean, what makes 28 so hard to bring down?
It really wasn't about him being hard to bring down. It was just arm tackles, stuff that we don't practice. We practice running through our tackles, practice being where we're supposed to be at the right time. It was just too many arm tackles, too many guys not feeling where they were supposed to be at. You know, just the minor mistakes, things we could have fixed, avoidable things we practiced all week. It wasn't nothing we haven't seen. It just was just a little bit lack of execution.
Disappointing to come out, get off to a strong start, and then not be able to sustain it.
Yeah, I mean, you know, football is a four-quarter sport. It's not the first, the second quarter. You know, we're supposed to play hard throughout the four quarters, and you know, they just pulled it through.
How does this team, you know, Coach said you guys play together, you know, maybe as well as you have for four quarters all season long. How does this team see that, take that going forward, you know, even in a loss?
We're just going to continue to push strong. You never know what can happen during the season. You know, college football is a very mysterious sport. You never know what can happen, so we just got to keep pushing, keep being the best that we can be. We can't just allow this to snowball. We can't go into the next game just with our hats down. We got to keep going and keep trying to rack up these W's because you never know what can happen.
Coach said despite the back-to-back loss, he says he still feels like things are kind of going in the right direction now, even after, like you said, the losses. As somebody who's on the field every single play, you see this, you see that out there, you know, from your guys. You feel like the energy's still pretty high.
Yeah, the energy's high. I feel like we've done better with that. You know, we've done better with holding each other accountable. You know, staying disciplined, staying locked in. You know, it was just the minor things today that we just got to clean up and fix. You know, I feel like we still haven't played our best football. We still haven't played Flames football. We could do way better than what we did today. We just got to keep practicing, being the best that we could be, and it'll all come into place.
How do you go about doing that as far as correcting the minor things so that they can add up to the performance you want?
Practice. Just got to keep honing in on the small things in practice. Can't lack in the little things. Can't brush the little things under the rugs because it piles up to a big thing. So we just got to stay focused, attention to detail 1,000%, and make sure we're getting the right looks and doing what we have to do, being where we have to be.
Second week in a row, you guys have had somebody off the field. I think it was a third down, and then a penalty prolongs the drive. They end up scoring a touchdown off of that. I mean, how do you guys, you know, clean that up, or, you know, how do you address that going forward?
You know, it's one thing when it's a personal foul or offsides and things of such. I mean, you know, we just got to try our best to not let any call be a 50-50 call. You know, we can't let the refs decide. We just got to put ourselves in a good position so that, you know, we aren't getting a call that shouldn't have been called. You know, it's end of the day, it's the refs. You know, so it's their game. So.
Just talk to me about the uniqueness of playing against their up-tempo offense. I mean, they had the ball for under 24 minutes and put up almost 450 yards. It's kind of just bang, bang. What's it like out there?
They're up. We've practiced hard all week. We've practiced faster than that all week. We moved way faster than them. That the up-tempo wasn't a thing. It wasn't something that affected us, I believe. It's just the little things, being where we're supposed to be at in gaps, finishing tackles. I don't believe that up-tempo had any effect on us. We've practiced hard on that all week. It wasn't an effect at all.
You guys had I think Elijah Canyon said this the other day, you guys had kind of a players-only meeting after that Kennesaw State game. What did you take from that? Did that have something to do with the energy, the effort here tonight? And do you think that that's something that can help you guys going forward?
You know, one thing that Coach Krantz always tells me is that the best teams are the teams that are led by players, not always by coaches. Not saying that the coaches are doing anything wrong, but I believe when everybody understands what they're fighting for on the field, because all the coaches do, they coach. You know, we listen to the calls, but as players, when we understand what we're fighting for, and we understand why we're fighting for it, you know, it brings us closer. And, you know, that meeting was just for us to, you know, just come together despite the loss, just keep pushing.
Yeah, I saw you down there doing some, you know, encouraging or coaching, or I don't know how you want to put it, but is that something you kind of take on your shoulders here too?
Yes, because, you know, sometimes, you know, within the sport of football, you make a mistake, you get down on yourself, and you let it snowball, and now you're having a bad game. Me personally, first play of the game, I had the QB. QB ran for about 10, 15 yards. I could have let that snowball into the whole game and had, you know, just let it affect me, but I had to know I had to keep going. Like Coach Chad would say, you have a bad play, flush it. You have a good play, flush it. You know, it's just all about keep going, just keep pushing. I just want to encourage my guys and allow them to be the best that they can be, especially when you got some young guys out there, you know, it was their first time out there and they're messing up. You don't want them to, you know, bring their confidence down. You got to always keep them up and just let them know that, you know, everything's okay.
game always comes down to just a few plays. Few plays that stand out in your mind tonight that kind of decided this one, are there?
Nah, not really. Not right now. Just certain drives. Like, we got to finish on certain drives and stuff. We're beating ourselves right now, as people can see that on the field. But, like, just certain drives we got to finish.
Energy, effort, you feel like that was there tonight? Seemed
Yes.
like.
Yes. Yes. I think everybody knew, like, what type of game this was going to be coming in. And just like I said, like, a couple weeks ago, like, what Liberty team was going to show up. The Liberty team showed up, but we fell short. But Coach always tells us if we play joyful and play with each other and we love each other, he'll deal with it. And right now I'm dealing with it. I mean, like he said this morning, like, hard times make hard people. Right now we're going through hard times. So it just depends on if we're going to dwell on it and let it, like, affect our rest of our season or just move on from it. And right now that's what we need to do, is just move on from it. We played our hearts out, and we can't help that. Can't help that we came up short. That's life.
Obviously, earlier in the week, we were talking to Billy Hanshaw and Jerome Jolly, I guess, back on Friday, talking about how you guys can rally around playing for a Conference USA championship. Obviously, the loss tonight goes a long way in impacting that. What do you guys rally around now? Still looking forward to that? Just maybe taking it game by game? What's the next kind of step for you guys?
I mean, conference championship, I mean, obviously that's the goal. That's the goal for every team in this conference. But all we got to do is rally around each other. We really got to have each other back. That's really what it is right now, having each other back, being around each other, making sure everybody heads is up and keep going. Because like CJ was just talking about, football is a game of sport where you can easily lose it. If you don't want to be here, you can easily lose it. Your mentality can go out the roof, and you probably don't want to be a part of the team anymore. So, like, just keeping everybody together and with each other, and, like, having the mentality and stuff up, just knowing, like, talking to your brother or whatever, because all of us are football players. We're gonna be hard on ourselves, and that's really how it is. So, but yeah, I mean, we want to go to the conference championship, but it depends on how we gonna finish the rest of the season.
CJ had mentioned the value of a players-led team and how that can really supplement stuff. What steps have you taken, and what steps do you plan to continue to take to try to lead this team out of this situation?
He probably brought that up because we had a players-led team meeting this week, and that came from all the captains. So it ain't just me stepping up, it's just people around me also stepping up. But just me being one of them leaders, just to be there for my teammates, just keep encouraging people to keep going and stuff, because it gets hard, and right now it's getting hard for my teammates in there, and that's just how it be. Yeah, this one hurts, and that's just how it's going to be. So just being around my teammates, getting the young guys going, getting everybody going, because at the end of the day, it's still my brothers.
What do you want to learn about this bunch now? I mean, you guys haven't been through this. It's back-to-back losses. This team hasn't experienced that. What do you want to learn? What do you think you're going to learn here in the next week or so?
How much determination and grit that we have. I mean, everybody in that locker room can tell you they lost before. I mean, obviously, yeah, we was a good team last year, but we got to stop comparing ourselves to last year. That's last year. It's a new year. Everybody done took an L before. That's everybody in this room, too. Everybody done took an L in life. And that's just really how it is. To just see the determination and grit of getting back up. How are we going to respond? So that's really what I want to see out of my guys. How are we going to respond?
You mentioned comparing last year being in the rearview mirror. Has that been something that you guys have had to work through this year?
Yeah, obviously. The whole world compares to last year, and they expect us to be great. But we also players and normal people, and it's just how it is. They know every team is not going to be the same team as last year. Like, I always have a coach tell me, last year's team will never be the same, because they'll never be the same guys. And that's every year for any team in the country. So that's just really how it is. It depends on how you're going to fight with them brothers, or how everything's going to go. How are you going to run this football, like the football, like this, whatever. And it's just really how it is. Just how are you going to run the whole organization of football, and that's how it comes to the end of it, honestly.